microphone cord. Good. All I could think of was two turntables and a microphone. Sorry, there's music going on. I gotta sing. All right, hey everyone, welcome to Beer the Walking Dead. I'm Shorty.
And I'm Travis. We're gonna break down your latest episode of of Fear the Walking Dead tonight.
Fear the Walking Dead, or
Fear the Walking Dead.
Or
Fear the Dead.
Or Beer the Walking Dead.
Or Beer the Walking Dead. We'll beer the shit out of it. We're gonna beer the shit out of this episode.
All right, we're also gonna break down some local beer.
Yes, we are. Today we have one of my favorite beer breweries in California. They're in Berkeley and Napa, California,
There's
San Diego, Sacramento. They're everywhere.
I don't know about San Diego, but San
Mateo,
six places.
Fieldwork
Here in California.
I like their IPAs. We're doing a hot chocolate export milk stout. It's amazing, and we're gonna do it.
Because Travis finally loves me.
She likes stouts and shit, and so we gotta take care of the women on the show because that's the kind of gentlemen we are. Ladies first.
Everybody write that down. Can we timestamp this? Producer Paul, can we timestamp this, please?
And IPA next week.
Of course.
And it's out the window.
All right, so we are on season 6, episode 7.
Yes.
Holy crap.
The mid-season.
Holy crap.
Titled.
Now I have to look because I was so focused on that.
Something from the inside.
Damage from the inside.
Such a fucking cool 80s song. Let's get to the review. Damage from the inside.
What just happened? Cheers, my friends.
Thank you. Cheers. Fucking, I'm gonna hold this. This is delicious.
It is really delicious, actually. All right, so we open up where we find out how the timestamp is Dory's been missing for a week.
Yes.
So I was actually really happy. Like, oh my gosh, we finally got a timestamp.
We see a caravan of people, which is Strand. And we see Dakota in the back of a SUV, and they're being led by 4 people on a horse walking by, and Strand and Dakota are talking about the current situation.
And actually, even Dakota turns to Strand and is like, "Hey, we can ditch. We can totally ditch." Yeah. Or I guess even before that, she's like, "Why do we have an escort?" Yes. Well, because shit's gonna happen. And wow, that was predictable. Yeah. So shit happened, right? So they got what did they get? They got jumped. There's a better word for this.
Yeah, so everywhere we go,
ambush. Thank you.
These people are after Dakota, and she's never in a compound. She's always out somewhere. So whoever is taking on the Virginia's group, they know how to get to her, and that's through Dakota. And Dakota's always she's almost like Princess Peach in a Mario Brothers video game. She's just always in distress. Oh my God, this is the wrong castle. What the fuck? Oh, we can unpack that.
Oh no, that's staying in. We know that because of producer Paul. That's staying in. There's a ruckus, and I don't know why Strand says I should be the one to go see that and leave Dakota alone in the vehicle. But okay, let's make sure that happens.
And it's something weird though. So at first, when I see the person on horseback, it's another ginger in the front, and you can't have this many gingers in an episode. It's you can't have this many everywhere. She didn't
die, by the way.
I know.
Your wish did not come true. She didn't die.
Well, someone's souls were gone in that show. And so he rides off with her to go find out what happened, why there's commotion up front. And I actually thought it was Virginia at the first. Why does Virginia have 2 hands? What is going on here? She is totally one-handed it these days. And but he rides off and comes back because the horses come back at them. They find out, someone happened to our convoy. They go back to where they left the horses and the SUV, and the SUV is gone.
But I still don't understand why Strand had to be, if he's the one that seriously got all the extra people to come on this convoy to protect them, why Strand's the one to leave Dakota alone? So worst fear comes to fruition, right? Oh, they got, thank you, producer Paul, they got ambushed, and all their friends are now zombies. Yes. Or actually, the horses tip them off, right? There's an issue, but sorry.
A little karaoke going on behind us. Socially distanced karaoke going on behind us. So
it's like Mr. Grinch is going on behind us.
We're definitely having a time.
For shizzle. Okay, so then, so now Strand is panicked because, oh, fuck, I lost Virginia's sister. Great. Great for me.
So knowing he has no friends out here, they call Alicia because he knows he has her an outpost sitting out here.
And Alicia says,
Yeah, she's like, you put me out here, fuck you, you're on your own.
Right.
So Alicia and Charlie are still together. He has them together in this outpost. And Alicia's like hating life. Like she went to like having me in a community, having things to do, and now she's just by herself in a freaking like a tower. Like this is just the worst.
And she's pissed at Strand. And he tries her several times. And even Charlie like says, dude, he's been trying to get you all night. Come on now.
Yeah.
So finally she decides, he does one final plea that makes her actually pick up the walkie and reaches out. And now for some reason, which I actually thought this was a little weird too. So if somebody got kidnapped, you're trying to track somebody, but your reason is because, well, she trusts you. I thought that was weird. But okay.
Yeah.
So Alicia gets involved, right? Because she has her own plan going in her head. So Alicia gets involved. They track her to an old hunting lodge.
Yes. This whole hunting lodge, they get up there, and it's like, if we would have gone anywhere with them, we go here. Alicia gets attacked by this maimed, taxidermy, like totally disconfigured.
I don't even know. Like, I actually rewound this a couple
Yes.
times trying to figure out, because at first
It's like a graph or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but like a turtle graph, like something weird. So
Yes.
at first I thought, my first thing was the bubonic plague was the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, somehow the bubonic plague reached it out here.
Huh.
That was the first thing in my head.
Because the face was just like, it was distorted, the bodies were
Weird.
popped out, not like we've seen before.
It
from
was
any-
like that one weird $1 Million Man episode with the creepy people, like,
Sure.
or was it Wonder Woman? I don't know, one of those. Anyways, but it was weird. Like I said, I rewound it a couple times because I thought it was the bubonic
Twilight
plague at
Zone or
first.
whatever, like the
but then
flappy people.
yeah, but then it wasn't. So there's a question in her head because I thought it weird that she didn't attack the zombie right away. Like Charlie had to actually come in and save her.
Yeah, it looked like because it was just so off-putting. Because at first, like, it looks like the eyeball, like the eyelids were, the eyelids were cut away from it. The eyes were kind of bulged out.
That's
Like when
weird.
it attacked her, she's like, what is this, right? And it had like an antler on it, and there was like grafts on
It
its
was
stomach.
it was just
and
weird.
finally, she realized what was going on. They were able to kill it. Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Right.
if anything, we're gonna find out what's in this building right here. It's looking very well kept, nice, like an old like hunting house, whatever.
Yeah, like a lodge, like
Yep.
some type of old lodge or whatever. So now I know that when the zombie apocalypse hits, I'm going to find a fucking lodge
So
because there's some shit in there that's kind of nice.
Alicia still tries to stand back. I'm gonna go in here. Alicia goes inside, and she somehow sneaks upstairs and is able to look at this guy down below, like has a zombie strapped down to a table, like about to maim it as well. And she's like, "Oh, this is what's going on." He has like antlers in
Right.
a C clamp, and like, okay, this guy's fucking doing some weird shit down there.
So a couple key things. So the zombie on the table actually has a key. So it's like, oh,
One of the indigenous people.
Oh, so yeah, so we know it's Virginia's people. I dubbed him Dr. Frankenstein because it was kind of creepy the way he was strapped down. It was super like kind of Frankenstein-ish, but definitely one of Virginia's people. And then I don't know how he ran so fast up a flight of stairs
Yeah.
that she didn't notice, but whatever. It was
We
like
see him
it
leave the
was like
room,
magic.
but we don't.
Yeah,
Michael Myers shit.
Yeah, it was like magic. So he gets her.
Needle to the neck, knocks
I
her
know.
out, and she comes to, and now she's strapped to the table. That zombie's not there anymore. She's strapped to the table, live person, and no one's
But-
around her, so she wakes up in no
But
time.
thank God it's a hunting lodge and there's a pair of antlers really close to me.
Yeah, it's a good maiming weapon. Like literally, so right to the gut, to the liver. That's a pretty good.
Plus, everybody knows if you make that little slit in a freaking like duct tape, it's gonna peel. Like we all know this.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
Ev-
this. It's like everyone knows
When
that.
when you've got a blade, you're doing it with your teeth.
So she gets out with like
Which she
in
probably
seconds.
should have done it with her teeth, by the way.
When she was like,
Yeah. All right, I digress. Sorry.
we digest.
Everybody has torn duct tape with their teeth. I'm just saying.
That's kinky producer shit right there. Sorry.
Uh,
So
That's
she,
Travis
she,
with lies
she,
right
she
now.
gets out of here, and Ed talks to her and saying that he's the good guy. And so Alicia's like, I'm willing to listen as long as I'm not being on this table anymore. So
Well, he's gonna go after. Like she's trying to go after him, but who walks in? The little princess that's
Yes,
been missing.
Dakota.
Yeah. So Dakota walks in. No, he saved me. Blah blah blah. So then there's some back.
Save me.
Whatever. Yeah, she said. Anyway, so everybody knows though there's something wrong with this dude because that's the show.
As she gets more serious and more serious, we find that Charlie actually snuck in the house after Alicia said, "Do not come in here." And Charlie's like a super sneaky badass. At this point, she's like my favorite Resident Evil character ever. She's like everywhere.
I actually really do love this girl.
Right?
And not being privy to the show in the past, right? Like I didn't know who she was, but I'm like, okay, she's my new favorite because
Yeah.
she's kind of a badass.
So hey, I snuck in. Oh, look, catch us. Oh, whoa, I knocked him out with this needle right here. We're all good.
Oh, but she missed.
Well, she didn't the vein. She's like, it's a video game. You stick him everywhere. You hit him in the foot, like he's all good.
Yeah.
But so the guy woke up pretty fast and basically came with this whole, what do they call that, when the villain gives up everything. Like he just basically monologues the whole time. Like, oh, this is my grand plan, and my wife and child died here, and I use these guys to scare off everybody. And he fucking he plays his music and calls them all his creations, all the Island of Moreau creations back to his door. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like all kind of like, what are you calling them all back to their front door? Like, what's going on here?
So I have to say though, so I've mentioned it in previous episodes. I've been missing the zombies. Sure. I got my fix because it's been kind of the coolest zombies in the fucking like. You
got antlers on their head,
like just the anomalies, like that were walking up. Like one of the shadows, like somebody is straight on like a full rock on their head. Yes. I was like, oh, this is the best episode.
He cut the mouth, lips around some people. Like it was a good. Like this guy like made him look really disgusting.
Like the one dude that had the like full-on horns, like coming.
Chest.
Oh, it was amazing. Like
they did a good job. Real good,
sci-fi,
good.
like special effects artists on this movie, on this particular episode. Oh my God, so freaking amazing! Like so lovely.
So basically during his altercation with Alicia, he actually falls or gets impaled by by one of these antlers, right through his side. He's like, okay, well I'm done. Well, now that I'm done, I'll have all my creations come and kill me. Like you guys should all leave now. I'm gonna be here with my creations.
Right.
Like what the? Like so this is very much.
A little bit. So slight bit of backstory, slightly rerunning a little bit. So Dakota kind of divulges that the reason why I can trust you or whatever. Like here's my story. Virginia killed my whole family, and he's like, oh, Virginia killed my family too. We got something in common.
Yes.
Turns out he's a big fucking liar. Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah, well, he's a piece of shit anyway, so we're all good.
Well, he's just creepy.
So as they break the door down, they really have no way getting out. They've locked all the doors and windows. They've been boarded up. He says, just kick them in. Like, you can't. These girls are not kicking in the doors and windows. They can't get out. And so when the zombies kick in the door, Alicia, like, they're freaked out upstairs, and all of a sudden, they all go outside for something else. And Alicia kind of goes outside, and she finds Morgan. Morgan had killed all these zombies out there and cleared the path of them. And she was like, Morgan, oh my God, she hasn't seen Morgan since last season.
So prior to, a couple things prior. So he actually says, look, I'm going to die anyway, so I'll just sacrifice myself. So that happens while they're trying to get out the side door. Go out the side door. Everybody escapes the side door. Yeah. So they're...
side left.
Right. But I also thought, so... I was kind of bitchy in the last episode about things that happened in the last episode. My bitch for this episode was, oh, I'm going to turn off the record player and magically all the zombies are just going to walk away. Yeah. That's my bitch for this episode.
They tried to wait them out, and it wasn't going to happen.
Oh, no. So they turn off, but then literally they turn off the record, and they're like, oh, we don't hear any music, let's go. Yeah. Like, I mean, it was instant, and it was odd, and so that's my beef for this particular episode. Okay, so now snap forward. Yeah, so headlights in the distance, knight in shiny armor comes, and who it is, because all of our knight in shiny armor moments are always Morgan.
This is him rounding up his team again. Like he's getting everybody that he lost from last season. And again, he's asked, how we saw you, we heard the gunshots. So this is the first time we actually hear this. So when Morgan was left last season, right, everyone had to go take it for themselves. Virginia shot him down. Right, and as they were driving away, everyone in their own separate cars, we separated them all, they heard Morgan getting shot. And so they had to live with this whole time for however long it was in their establishments, knowing that Morgan was gunned down. And so now this is how sad they were here, that, it's all good.
Hi, karaoke people.
They had to live.
Karaoke people.
They had to live with the fact that even though we're getting by where we're living now, but we know that Morgan got killed, and Morgan was like the moral compass for their whole team.
So we do have to jump back real quick. So the one thing that we didn't mention, which is a huge fucking piece, is Alicia actually calls Virginia and says, "Hey, by the way, I found your sister." Let's make a deal.
She tries to bargain with her. Alicia goes, I want to be free, and you can be free. I'll give you.
So a really big point now that Morgan comes into the picture, because now Morgan thinks the same thing. Oh, we can totally leverage her. Like we're so moral dilemma. And when we were chatting earlier, as you pointed out, like Morgan was. It didn't take Morgan long to be like, all right, you're right. Let's take her with us. Yeah. So. He really didn't. I mean, his whole point is to try to get the band back together. So, he pretty much concedes to whatever Alicia wants. So they're going to take Dakota with her.
So they all obviously have no time to live with Virginia, but fear Virginia, right? And so when Morgan says, "I have this new place to go," Alicia, just like Dory, just like Strand said, "We've already done this your way. Dwight, we've already done this your way. Like, we've already done this. We see where this leads. It leads to us all being separated and or being murdered by Virginia. Like, so far, Morgan, like, we're done with your way. And Morgan is this really weird, like, and I still can't really put my thumb on exactly what was being entailed in this acting, but he basically tells Alicia, I can't let you leave. I can't let you leave like this. I can understand if he was saying, I can't let you go knowing I'm here. I have to kill you, or I have to talk you out of going no matter what. And for some reason, Alicia flips and goes, okay, we'll do it your way, Morgan. And it was the weirdest interaction in an acting setting. I can't really put my thumb on exactly how that happened.
It was actually more of Morgan saying, we'll do it your way, because he wanted to leverage Dakota. He really wanted to do that, and she was on board with doing that because that's what she had planned out. It wasn't going to happen. She actually flipped, and Morgan kind of actually concedes to her and is like, okay, we'll do this. My personal opinion is, I think Morgan in the back of his head is like, if I have Dakota, I'm going to be able to use her at some point in the future. Because he actually spells it out. Dude, we can get all of our freaking people back now that we have Dakota. Right. Like, now that we have that leverage. So I think, personally, in the back of Morgan's head, he's like, I'm going to leverage her at some point. I can still use her. I can concede, and we're going to do it your way so that you're happy and you come with me because I want all of the people together. But in the back of his head, he's got Dakota that he can still leverage.
And the super sad part about all of this is, Dakota's a pawn, and she doesn't want to be with Virginia anymore. And every episode has been about Dakota trying to fucking leave.
I don't know. I kind of oddly think that she's, I don't
playing
know.
Playing everybody?
I totally kind of think that.
Kids are fucking shitty, and she could just be totally playing everybody. Who knows?
But she could very well be, like, we've seen evil kids on all these series, right?
We've seen that. So, yeah, we've seen them. They manipulate, and that's what they do.
You're not allowed to spawn anymore, by the way. I need to approve of the person you spawn with.
I wish, man. I couldn't pull out of a driveway.
Anyways, I don't even know what to say to that. Okay. So that's what I think. I think Morgan now has a little bit of a leverage on Virginia, and he's going to use it. I also do have in the back of my head that I think that Dakota is kind of all about Virginia, and she's going to or get a hold of a mic and be like, here's the secret place. Like, there's going to be some climax because we're getting close to the end, right?
Sure.
Maybe some big climax, and I don't know.
So another mid-season. So now it looks like Dory now has Dwight. He has Dory. Morgan has Dwight. He has Dory as Alicia. He has everybody but Strand. And we also know he's in love with Grace. We haven't seen Grace yet.
Well, so big standoff, though, when Strand shows up, right?
Yes.
Big standoff. Like,
guns to the face.
Which also I just feel like, well, Strand, if you really wanted to, you could have shot any one of them, and he would have gotten taken out, but he would have taken somebody else out.
Let me ask you this. So being a virgin to this season, Strand, did I characterize him correctly this whole time? He's kind of a piece of shit, but he has a crazy plan at the end. Like, what's your feelings on Strand at this point?
My feelings on Strand is, in the end, he's going to do the right thing. That's what I feel. I do.
Okay.
I do.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I feel like Dakota is gonna screw somebody over before Strand will again.
It's almost like we never get to see that last line of the Strand or everybody else.
Well, here's why.
It all seems to work out just conveniently enough for him not to be.
Here's why I say that, though, because Alicia points out to Strand when he confronts all of them, right? Like, Virginia didn't tell you that Morgan's alive.
Right. So he's against you too.
Right. And Virginia didn't tell you that I have Grace. Right. So that's why I feel like he is going to be like, she doesn't have my back. Like, she doesn't trust me like she says she does.
I don't think he trusts her either, though.
I agree. I agree.
He's obviously, but he thinks that he's in better than he is. He thinks he has things more figured out than he knows. He lets them leave, but you can tell he's very conflicted. I remember last episode, Dory beat the fuck out of him out front of that little doctor's office, and that was a big confrontation too. Dory's like, "Fuck you," and like, so you see that Strand is trying to make things happen, but he's doing it in a very shitty way that if you don't let people see your cards, they don't know what hand you're holding, and so it's hard to be to be cryptic and to try to get things done, especially when there's so many moving parts.
But I also feel like, so when he comes back to Virginia, right, knowing he's got to fucking take his licks at this point because I'm sorry, I don't have your sister, but I thought it really weird, like when she's like, whose side are you on? Yeah. Or whatever she says. I don't even remember exactly, but whatever. But I'm like, I would have been like, I'm here, bish. I'm here.
Yeah, with her one stump.
Cash me outside.
But look how scared she. Like, this isn't her This wasn't Virginia like being like, stronghold. This is Virginia being scared. Like not only has she been scared this whole season, she's lost a hand now and lost her sister. This girl's losing. She's losing things everywhere. Like I mean, this woman is just at wit's end. She doesn't know who's on her back. She doesn't know who she can trust. These people she brought in that she separated are now hold the keys to her county. She doesn't know what's going on here. But her sister's gone. And she is.
So what do we think the point is of her now showing Strand that she has grace? Like, I feel like it was kind of unnecessary. Like he came back, like he's going to take his licks. He came back. I'm not quite sure what the point is because if he's at a crossroads right now, I think her showing him, she has now captured a freaking pregnant woman and who knows what she's going to do to try to get to Morgan. I just felt like that's a weird play to me.
The reason she did that, why I believe she did that, is because now she wants to test Strand. So now if Morgan finds out that Grace is there, she'll know that Strand has turned on her. And that's all this is about. And basically she's...
Zombies trying to get in right now.
Oh, we're going to lock on the door. It's all fine. It's totally double locked. So basically her play is now to show Strand her ace in her sleeve is because if Morgan now knows where she's at, she'll know that Strand's a piece of shit and he's gone, right? So, which is even worse because she can't even do that because Strand's the only one that knows where Dakota is. Well, so now she's losing cards. She's playing, she's bluffing.
But also, so all that Strand knows is that she's with Morgan. So he doesn't know. So I guess the option, I don't know. I just thought it was dumb because,
well, Virginia
I'm so sorry.
Virginia doesn't know. Virginia doesn't know that what Strand knows. And Strand doesn't know what Virginia knows, right? So she basically is trying to set Strand up to get Morgan to come and get Grace. And that's why she's in a jail cell and a protected place to go to. Because if Morgan finds out she's there, she will know that Strand has told Morgan that she's there. It's all about fleshing Strand out. Because right now, Dory's gone, Dwight's gone, Allie's gone, his whole team, Alicia's gone, the whole team is gone, only Strand is there. So now she'll know that I think what she might be thinking is she can use Strand as leverage against them. They're probably like, fuck Strand, like kill him, like whatever.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what I find really absurd is like, obviously she knows there was some confrontation at some point, but he comes back, but he let her sister go. Like he admits, like I met them. I know where your sister, but he doesn't even know where she is, right? I know who has your sister. Right. Oh, but I didn't do what I could to get her back. I would have been, if I was Virginia, I'd been all like right off the bat. Like seriously, that's just stupid. Well, she's so stupid. She's fucking stupid.
She keeps him around too because it's like, a piece of shit. And so, like, when you keep people that piece of shit around you, you know exactly how far you can trust them. So she knows that he'll always protect his back. Strand came back because he's trying to protect himself. Like he's not trying to protect his friends. Strand's trying to protect his own skin. So when he came back, she believes that he's there for him, but she's still going to test him with Grace, right? This is Strand's last test. And even though that she kills Strand, that's all she has. The only way she has of getting her sister. So it's literally she's trying to flesh out what Strand is, even though it's the only play against just about.
She has to know that they don't give a fuck about him.
She doesn't know that.
I don't understand her. Well, she's stupid.
Well, she's a ginger.
God damn it, Travis.
On that note, good review?
Sorry, gingers. I love y'all.
Good review. Let's roll back here to the review.
Well, wait. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope that you all find something amazing to be thankful for in the next couple days. So.
Absolutely. I am thankful for Shorty being my co-host.
I'm thankful for Travis because I love him dearly.
Thank you to Paul for manning cameras.
Producer Paul for doing everything.
Thankful for Family Law Court for getting my child back, and now I have both my children in my life again, which is amazing. 2020 might be shit, but there's a little flower growing out of the turd for me.
Thankful that none of us are sick, none of our family members are sick, and like I said, everybody have a fantastic, heart-filled Thanksgiving.
Well, it has a Zoom Thanksgiving too. We have karaoke, socially distanced karaoke going behind us, but let's all sing for people that aren't here anymore. Let's sing, and hopefully people that are above us now will hear us very loudly. And let's live for everybody. Let's live for the ones that aren't here anymore.
I was like, what are we gonna sing?
You don't sing ever.
I do. I've sang here before. Yes.
Back to the beer.
So Fieldwork, so there's a lot of locations. You can find them all over Northern California. Like if you're like, I would say most of us within 25 miles, you're gonna find a Fieldwork.
Yeah, you probably fall down and throw a rock at one. How'd you like the beer tonight?
So I always worry when Travis gets beer because I'm scared. But Fieldwork, this was a really good home run. So it is cold out here. I have no idea how Travis does not have a jacket on. I am freezing. I feel like he's torturing me. I'm surprised that through this whole thing you don't see like the breath coming off because
Sun's out, guns out.
Fucking cold out here.
Moon sun.
So, but this is a toasty, delicious, cinnamony, chocolatey beer.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
All we need is a fire and a fucking marshmallow, and I swear to God, this is a campsite in a can. This fucking beer, hot chocolate export milk stout. You taste the cinnamon, you taste the nutmeg, and it's not subtle. It's like you taste it, put it in your tongue, and you taste all the flavors. The chocolate's there, the dark chocolate's there, beautiful. It's a great milky stout. The lactose is in it.
Warm.
It tastes like a milk.
It's got a warm finish. This is delightful. And on a freezing fucking cold night while we're filming, it is delightful. It actually it's warming me from the inside.
I kind of need a graham cracker glass with a marshmallow float, and I would fucking be in heaven. I'd probably just fucking drown in it.
Can we do that?
We're gonna do that one day.
You know what else would be good? If you put this over like vanilla ice cream.
Well, it has vanilla tones in here as well. You definitely taste vanilla on there. The sweetness is there, but there's also like a bittery stout. It's not just all sweet, but there is definitely sweet in here. There is stout. Fucking, it is like a 6.8. I think it is 6.6, which is good. Delicious.
Which is good.
Because I hate low ABV alcohol for some reason. If I'm gonna drink, we're gonna put time in. We like to get crunk. We like to get crunk and swing our shit. Is what we do out here. It's actually a very good beer, and Fieldwork's a very good brewery. Their IPAs are amazing. Shorty loves all their IPAs, only their IPAs. So please check out Fieldwork in California. Another California beer that we reviewed here. Super excited about that.
This is so this should be on your Christmas list for a wonderful 12 beers of Christmas. This should be on the list for 12 beers of Christmas because it's delicious.
Is there an Advent beer calendar?
There is. Actually, you can get at Cost Plus World Market has it. I don't think this is on it. So I feel like you should go out and get your own. Do your research, find some great holiday beers because there's a fucking shit ton out there. Support local because good Lord, more than ever, we have to support local right now. So call, order, online, whatever you need to do, support local, pick up some shit from your local brewery, support them. But this should be part of your 12 beers of Christmas list.
Absolutely.
For sure.
When we think Christmas, we think local, we think arts, we think crafts, craft beers. Craft beers, people are doing lots of artistic things with their beer. This is amazing and delicious. They have a lot of beers there. They're in your neck of the woods. Please have some and have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye, y'all. This is really good. I feel like I'm on a flying carpet right now. I feel it.
I wish I had a flying Uber carpet ride because I'm a little tipsy right now. What Disney song would you sing right now?
I would sing. Oh my God, I don't even fucking know.
Oh my God.
This is Halloween.
I would sing. Okay, really?
This is Halloween.
I would sing the very best Disney song ever made. And that was Jeremy Irons singing "Be Prepared" from Scar from The Lion King.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my. All right. So,
Lions, tigers, and bears.
Producer Paul still filming. I do like this song though.
I know, right?
A whole new.
Wasn't this like who was that really smooth like Vandross? Luther Vandross.
Luther Vandross.
He was like Disney put it down.
That was a pool.
What, you mean like the seats, the women that are sitting in the seats?
That was a you just
Sploosh.
pulled Luther Vandross. Like
Right.
That's amazing.
It's not a big deal. I'm a child of the 80s.
I'm just saying.